This is Frankie Aberzino with the Uncensored Report, and I want to talk about Christmas and the spending of money and the pressure that's on us. Was reading this article by Snyder, and basically talked about all the pressure that's on Americans to go out and spend, and how we're spending over $400 per child, which seems like a phenomenal amount, which it does. And unfortunately, when I was making, almost $1 million a year, I would spend that without a problem. And I see issues with it, but nowadays you almost have to spend a $400 to $1,000 because of the cost of stuff. I just went to the store and got a couple things. Next thing I know, I got a $300 bill. I'm like, are you kidding me? And so the problem with Christmas is that many Americans determine if it's a good Christmas based upon the quality of the presents, the number of the presents, and these kids. I remember when I was a kid, we stay up all night just wondering how many Christmas presents will be under the tree. Will the whole room be filled up with presents? If you only have 2 presents up there, you can see the discouragement that shows in their face as their kids open the one, maybe 2 presents. Think about it. A lot of adults, myself included, will sit there and say, oh, Christmas is about more than just presents, which it is actually, but nobody really cares anymore. It's turned out that Christmas, through marketing with these commercialization, is the central feature of the holiday season. And with that comes a bunch of immense pressure on us as parents to go out there and spend money on our kids, on our grandkids, on our friends. And it's pressure to spend money that we may not have. And we feel constantly. Again, thank you to the TV ads that are out there, to the holiday movies, the Hollywood movies like this one we're watching here, where little Ralphie's opening up his gun. We don't want our kids to be sad. We want them to have a good Christmas. So we go out, we spend as much money as we can just to make these little guys happy over something they won't even remember 5 years down the road. I found out my kids are now 16 and 18. The significance of giving them all those presents and spend all that money is nothing. It meant nothing. But we continue to do that because we want to see them happy. T. Rowe Price went out. They did a survey. According to the Snyder article I read, $422 a season, holiday season, is spent on getting these kids presents. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money in the grand scheme of things to the average person. If you think about it, most families can't afford this. It might make your kid happy for a few seconds. He might be able to go around playing and squirt his gun or whatever for a day or two. But then what? You're still going to owe all these bills. We're still going to be in the hole. 69, if you remember this, I did a rant on it. 69% of all Americans have less than $1,000 in the bank. Can't remember the percentage that are over 180 days past due on their credit cards. We're a buy now, pay later society, unfortunately. We're willing to mortgage our house, willing to do this just to put a smile on a kid's face for a few minutes to buy some Chinese manufactured toy. We put all this spending on our credit cards. We go in debt. And it's not going to get any better. Janet Yellen just raised the interest rates. She's going to continue to raise them too. What's that mean? It's going to cost you more because most people, I think this article said something like the average debt is something around $8,000 on a credit card for the average American. If you were paying 4%, 5%, 12%, whatever it is, it just went up with Yellen's move. It's going to go up even more as she continues to increase that rate. So you might have spent $500 on presents, but once you pay all this interest off and finally get that $500 paid off, you're actually paying $700, $800 for it, or whatever the cost is. And it's because we lost our way as a society. We need to rethink, recalibrate how we approach the holiday season. Sure, we want to make our kids happy, but is all this commercialism, all this materialism, what does it? I remember living in Italy. It wasn't about a million gifts. It wasn't about how much money you spent on it. I don't know if it's a truly unique thing to America, but it is very American. And what it is as a society, we need to go out there and learn to make ourselves happy with life, with other stuff besides spending money. It's not about how many toys I have. I've told people before, I was making a ton of money. A ton of money. Lived in $1 million house, had a few houses. But I had to give it all up because family was more important. I'm happier now as I was then. Back then I was working so much, I didn't get to enjoy all the toys and luxuries I had. It didn't make me any happier. It stressed me out because I knew I had to bring in, I think my bills were like 30, 40,000 a month. And I knew I had to cover that. That's stressful. I think this article said that the average household debt in the United States has reached about 12 point, not that per household, in total accumulation 12.3 trillion. Per household, they're saying about 38,000. The debt in the United States per household. That's ridiculous. Our greed is killing us. We need to stop it. We need to get focused. We can continue to pay this out until the lights turn off and we have no home to stay in. Or we can wake up and say, look, little Johnny, I want to make you happy. I want to go out and get you that present for 2 minutes of joy. But I know if I don't pay this rent or I don't pay this light bill, you're not going to have a lot of joy sitting in the dark and not watching your cable TV, sleeping out in the tent. And little Johnny needs to understand that. And he needs to start at an early age. For some of them, it's too late. What say you? This has been Frankie Abruzzino with the Uncensored Report, and have yourself a Merry, Merry Christmas.